Hello! Hopefully that works. I don't think there's the weird music in the background now. Tom, literally no one else is here, which is good news because, yeah, you could tell me if levels are alright. Is this menu noise too loud? I've always just winged it before. Seamless. It was. The transition was... It was a carefully choreographed and coordinated attempt, not you, Deborah, to transition between the weird background music and my face. But yeah, literally, mate, you can be on your merry way if you can just tell me if this clicking noise is distractingly loud. What's my name? Only menu clickiness. That's good. Should we? I mean, we can try and put a bit of music on this for when we're kind of just doing some nonsense. It'll be the same obnoxious track. Levels of sound. Oh, you. Let's try and put some background music in. I'm just worried when I start this, it's going to be stupidly loud. Is that doing anything? Too loud. I can't hear it. Oh, because I don't have it on monitoring. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. It just needs to be beneath. Is that... I think that's all right. It's definitely quieter than it was. Which can only be a good thing because I really was worried when it came on it was just going to blast. No music. Too quiet. Any music now? There we go. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I thought it was just nice to have a bit of music on. The thing is, it swells. It gets quite loud. A bit of music on when I'm just doing this bit that I don't want to be part of the actual video, and then I'll just trim this off when I've made myself. I might just make myself look like your man that you showed me earlier from your young boy's career. But that's good. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. I have one concurrent viewer and one chat rate. You are the #1 chatter. Check you out. Just doxing myself here by revealing my full name and birthday. I'll add my national insurance number at the end of the stream. Okay, slightly quieter. There we go. Or maybe I just move a little bit closer. Oh, there's so many factors to consider. His mother's maiden name is which actually is also Huang was also my first pet's name as well. Huang the hamster, R.I.P. Alright, let's make a little head for myself. This is fun. I wasn't even going to stream this little bit, but why not? I need to do it anyway. I mean, that's not too far off, is it? I think that might just be me anyway. I think oh, reward points just for looking at this image of myself. On my work account the other day, I did suggest that people could try using ChatGPT to do this, which is a bit of a fool's errand because I don't know what my face is like. Because obviously it has no idea what you're talking about within the game. However, it might be something to try in future. When I tried it, it just kind of gave like ranges. It was like it couldn't give like specific numbers or settings, but it was like basically it said that I didn't have an overly defined face, which is Quite something. But also fair comment. No moles, no rosacea, no lip makeup. So I might try that in future where I kind of like, yeah, give ChatGPT a photo of me to look at, and then it can decide what it thinks my forehead should be. But like I said, it doesn't really know what you're doing within the game. I think I've just got a massive Swede, to be honest, so that'll do. Oh, bloody hell, we can do all this. Is this the best way to do it? Skeletal, flesh and fat. I always like the idea of going deep into this, and then the reality is that you end up with either someone who's way better looking than you could ever be because you've, been very, very generous to yourself, or you end up with something that looks like the character from The Hills Have Eyes. That's a burn to AI there. At least I got the face. Oh god, you can go deep into this, can't you? Oh bloody hell. Oh god, I'm scared. I'm scared of the... I'm sure, right, there'll be somebody somewhere. Oh my god. Somebody somewhere who has an amazing savant skill at doing all this. 'Tis not I. How do I get off this menu now? Help. Oh. If I do this, does it just take me out? No. Okay, that's fine. I was scared for a minute it's going to send me back to putting my name in again. Jaw. We need... I mean, what's my jaw like? That's a jaw. I think my chin goes out a bit further. I'm trying to look at myself. That's not me, is it? Ears. I mean, how often do you actually see the inside of your own ear? I've got no bloody idea. Owen Coyle's in the game. There we are. So many children. Like when I was little, a new FIFA, new FC game was like Christmas Day. I can't imagine there's any child on their version of virtual football Christmas Day that's like, oh, I can't wait to play as Owen Coyle. That's incredible. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of that. Now I am a roundman, so that might be all right. They do need to update the wardrobe. I think I hadn't actually seen the hoodie before until you mentioned it earlier, Tom. For the Everton save that we've got on the channel, I did go for a suit for the first time, and I don't know how I feel about that. Weirdly, it must be some kind of weird EA bug, but I went for a suit, and then the only accessories, it didn't list any ties, but you could choose quite a fancy like cashmere scarf. I'm wearing suit pants, all the option. It is a bit, yeah. Honestly, like it would only give me the options for like lovely, almost like pashminas. But then, what chin do I go for? But then they didn't even show up when you use them, so it's all a bit strange. I don't know if my skin tone's a little bit dark for me. I'm relatively pasty. There we go. Let's get this done with. Get my neck sorted out. Oh. Right, that's fine. That's a neck. What an unfortunate child. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's alright, innit? That's fine. I'm not going to go too in depth with this. He says after looking at every single possible option. All the mouths. You're a happy boy. Is it just me, or are they on the slight wonk? They look like it's slightly tilted. Maybe it's just my eyes that are tilted. Ooh. I'm a manager. Oh, bloody hell. The problem is I'm going to put a bit of facial hair on this and hopefully it'll cover all sins. That's my general plan just in everyday life. God. They are watching. Oh, does your name not fit on there now you're all fancy and double-barreled, Tom? That's very upsetting. And I'll do teeth. Oh, bloody hell. No need for that. Absolutely no need for that. See, those are the small options, but they look like normal-sized teeth to me because those look like bloody tombstones. Hasn't fitted for the last 4 games. Oh, bless you. A small price to pay for a lifetime of happiness, I'm sure. Yeah, that's fine. Also, this is another thing. Why do all the beards look so kind of... Let's move me down a bit. Why do all the beards look so wispy? They look like they could blow off in a strong wind. Either that or they're way too kind of intense. That's alright, isn't it? That's fine. What's happening with your eyebrows, mate? You've got... Boy, have you just been to the salon? You have thin eyebrows. There we go. It's difficult to see with these glasses, but... That's all good, innit? That's all good, right. Right, so the plan is for this save to be with Nurnberg in the second tier of German football. And I do think in Germany it's much more acceptable for a manager to be in jeans. However, I'm just not feeling it. Also, that hoodie is clipping through the jeans. Thomas Diesberger. This won't be... Burger, I guess, with the umlaut. What are we going for? I always just generally go for like a grey t-shirt. Also, that's the inner. Can we get rid of nothing? There we go. Okay. Do I put a hat on? I sometimes wear a hat. Am I wearing a hat now? I'm not wearing a hat now. you know it's been a long week where you're not sure if you're wearing a hat or not. Still don't want to be wearing jeans. Can we just get some... Are the shorts new for managers? I feel they are new. Never before have I worn shorts. They're alright. See, the problem with the suit pants, they've got like quite a thick texture. They look like quite a thick tweed. Thomas Rocha needs a cap, I agree. Yeah, we'll give him a hat. We'll give him a hat. Bless him. I don't want him getting cold, do we? What's he going to wear? Shape for the tracks. I don't... Tell you what. I'll tell you what. To go for a sweater. Oh, the sweaters always look weird. They're so baggy. You'd never see Pep in that, would you? Spaniel, is my name correct? Yes, it is being archived. Your all of these comments as my top and only commenter. I think once the stream is saved, people will be able to go and filter them by live chat. Although for the actual video that is saved, I will edit this down to just when we actually started the save proper. So you might be looking that all this nonsense gets cut out, but hopefully not, because it's lovely, enjoyable nonsense nonetheless, which is exactly what I expect from you. God. Okay, we will just go for olive suit jacket. We need to be kind of tucked in a bit, don't we? We can't. It's annoying that you can't do like a tucked in t-shirt. And there we go. Give him a green suit. White socks. Shoes. We'll just go for some. This looks so formal though. Maybe the trainers, I don't know, it looks a bit strange, but we'll go for it. Facial accessories. It's like wearing contact lenses now in real life, so get rid of those. And I guess a hat would be a hairstyle, wouldn't it? So we might just leave it. He's alright. He looks like he could manage in German football. I don't know if you've seen the Thomas What's Horse in German. That's Clippity Club. Everybody knows that. I think that'll do. I don't know if you've seen the Cologne manager or the Köln manager, who has started wearing whichever kit his team isn't wearing. He started wearing their other shirt on the bench, which is very, very fun. I don't mind that, although it is a bit Mark Goldbridge. Here we are, FC Nurnberg. Domestic titles, 9. So for a long time, it was Nurnberg who'd won the most Bundesliga titles, I believe. And then they fell off massively in the last 30 years or so. Transfer budget will be, well, by the time we get to it, it will be in pounds for a start. And we do have the Max Morlock Stadium. So playing on authentic difficulty, playing on legendary, deeper simulation. We will turn on a few different leagues just so we can view those in more detail. So we'll have a look at the Premier League, we'll have a look at Ligue 1, we'll have a look at the Bundesliga, which makes sense, Serie A, and then I imagine these are the same leagues that everybody's choosing for this feature, which is just basically the big 6 in it, or big 5, however many I've just chosen. Big 5. Financial takeover, disabled, don't want anything to start off with. Ball expectations, strict. Scouting speed for star players, I normally turn up to fast, just because it makes sense in real life. If I'm looking for information about Messi, I'd probably find that really, really quickly, wouldn't I say? From the scouting pool. But general players, normal. Unexpected events, definitely on. Thank you very much. Just check all these. Youth match length, we'll turn that down to 5 minutes as well. I prefer to play them with their current overall, so we're seeing what the players are like at the moment, rather than playing with like 14-year-olds who are rated 88 or something, which is a bit wild. Authentic wind effects will be medium. That's all right for me. All good, I think. We do need to transfer approaches strict. Realistic negotiation realism. And where's the... Yes. Really, we should do this in euros if we're in Germany, but pounds just make sense to me. I understand what they mean. Started wearing contact lenses, checks face, has glasses, still no hat. Yeah. We can always change him later. To be fair, the only reason I'm... Yes, to be fair, maybe I should put the German commentary on. To be fair, the only reason I'm not wearing my contact lenses today is because I once again managed to fall asleep wearing them and woke up with my eyes stuck together, which is not ideal. So there's the Tommaso Ricci save on the Everton career mode. If you want to check that out and you are viewing this stream either live or in the future when it's been saved, please do check out the Tommaso Ricci series to discover your new favourite Italian manager. This one, I'm just me. I'm not Tommaso Ricci. Your eyeballs were stuck to one another. Yeah, what happens is when you fall asleep with contact lenses in, especially if you have like a really sexy dream, your eyes just go out on stalks, and then because the contact lenses are all sticky, it's a disaster, to be honest. Sign contract for £13. £13,000 a week. Oh, and is this loud? This could be very loud. The obnoxiously loud press conference. Let's turn that down a little bit. Right, I'll turn this music down. We'll do an intro for the stream when the actual stream will start. That might take me 3 attempts or so because I stumble over my words constantly. Level's still good. Thank you very much, mate. Hello, welcome to TillyshomasYT and a brand new save on the channel. It is the Nurnberg career mode, taking them back to the glory days from the depths of Bundesliga Zwei Bundesliga up to the big leagues, hopefully getting to Europe with them. And yeah, I've been doing a bit of research about Nurnberg over the last few days. Seem like my kind of club. I also like the weird friendship they have with Schalke, another one of my favourite German teams. So I'm looking forward to getting started with this and getting stuck into it. Tom's about to tuck into some buffalo wings after we've done that little intro thing. So yeah, my plan is to try and stitch this together somehow, and we'll have bits that are live and bits that I don't know what I'm doing really. But I might just put the whole thing out, in which case my references to the chat will make sense. So let's have a look at our squad first of all with Nurnberg. And can we sort it by overall? Not that way around, thank you. Our bestest player is Julian Justvan. He's a 27-year-old cam. He's only rated 73. I mean, what do we expect in the second tier of Germany? Finn Oli Becker, 72, Robin Nock, and then we're getting down to, I mean, Lokashvili, 69. 4 of our best players are on loan, including Papademba Diop. So just going through this now, trying to figure out what kind of formation, what kind of shape we want to be playing, especially playing on authentic mode. The tactics are important. You know what I'm doing, smashing it. Oh, bless your little cotton socks, you. Yeah, trying to figure out what kind of shape. We're playing on authentic. We know that the tactics are going to be slightly more important. I've got a cat next to me, so excuse him and excuse me if he does jump onto the desk. Tim Drexler, centre-back. I think he's been at Nuremberg for a little while. Probably just behind Nock and Lokashvili in the pecking order, unless we want to start playing 3 or 5 at the back. I'm not sure we do. Raphael Luback, another centre midfielder. Biron, is he? I think he might be our first striker that we've come across. He is. That's all right. I like a striker who's number 7. That's quite fun. Tom Back and Danilo. Grimaldi, he must be, yeah, he's 34 now. I do recognise the name. I don't know why. We've got quite a few centre-backs, haven't we? There is a bit of me that would quite like to play a 4-4-2 for some reason. I mean, we do have Telalovic as well. I think I'd be more inclined to start him over Grimaldi, despite the fact that he's, you know, an overall point less, just because of Grimaldi's age being 34. And as someone who is turning 33 in 2 weeks, I know that's ancient. Christian Mathinha. It's a really nice goalkeeper kit, that. Oh, it's bloody lovely. Markiev, Yanis, Zoma, Flick is out on loan. Florian Flick, Obiogumu is out on loan, as well as Stepanov. No, Stepanov's at Nuremberg. from Bayer Leverkusen on loan. And we've got a massive squad, absolutely massive squad. We kind of stagnate a little bit around the 60 overall mark, I feel, because any of these players will not be getting much game time, especially Simon Jochims, who I'm just going to go straight up and add to the transfer list because he's 23 and he's rated 57. So we can do better than that. And between you and me, we can do better than that. And Mustafa, I mean, he's only 18. Okay. So let's go to the tactics screen, select our tactical vision, and we'll go from there. We do need to get some coaches in as well. It's not my favourite part of the game, to be perfectly honest. Sorting the coaches out, it's just a little bit long-winded. But you know what you're doing for attackers. I don't pay anywhere near enough attention to the coaching styles as I should do. I mean, you're very good, Tony Hoffman, aren't you? Let's get you in as well, mate. And I know that we're not hitting the ideal star ratings for these, but we'll just get some people in and maybe off stream at some point. I'll sort these out because it's pretty dull to watch, isn't it? Paul Horvath, you are in as the defence coach and goalkeeping. Well, Nico Thiel, I mean, you're incredible at everything you do. Your mother must be very proud. But Gretchen Otto is coming in as the goalkeeper coach. And I will, like I said, bolster this a little bit later off stream because it's not very interesting to watch. But anyway, that means we can now start to look at our actual squad and what we're doing, team management. So they are lining up already by default in a it's a 4-2-2-2, I guess, 4-2-4, with Diop and Becker in the middle. Becker losing some points there because he's not playing in a role that is best suited to him. I don't know why. Gruber is the captain, which is why he's starting, but I mean, Knock, who I'm looking at replacing him with, has 47 pace, 45 dribbling, but is so much better at defending. He is by no means a ball-playing kind of maverick centre-back. He is very much no-nonsense, as he would be on Football Manager. So we'll go for Knock. And just, if he gets the ball, just hoof it, I guess. I don't know. You've got wonderful pace, Janic, despite only being rated 66. So we will try and make the most of you. Can you play as a wing back? You can play as a wing back. You can also play at right midfield. Possibly interesting. Yilmaz and Danilo. Let's just compare you two. Danilo on the bench. Pace 75, defending 61. But I mean, I personally like my wing backs to be more attacking, so that's absolutely fine. And look, with the current roles as we are, without the ball, lining up like this, absolute chaos with the ball, apparently. Janic apparently going some kind of inverted role, I think, there, which is not making the most of his pace. So I think the plan will be to go 4 at the back, spread it wide. We might want someone like Diop dropping into the back 3, or back 2 to make it a back 3, if we can do that. So we want him in the centre, so we're looking at a 4-1-3-2. That doesn't sound like a good formation. I think the maths works out, but it doesn't sound good. 4-1-4-1, maybe? Let's have a look. Edit the tactic. And we will go for a 4-1. And we do just go diamond midfield. Because I don't think we've necessarily got many wide attacking midfielders, do we? Because I think I saw quite a few centre midfielders, but not necessarily any wide midfielders. Obviously, we know that Janic can play right midfield, but we don't want to do that right now. Okay, so if we go D up first of all, deep line playmaker, box crusher, wide half, centre half, we can just have him coming into the, or maybe just a holding role, and he's got a plus with that. That's good. Yanis, you do not want to be a fullback. We want you just as a normal, sorry, inverted fullback. We want you to be a wing back, and you can support and get forward. Same with you. You can be a fullback. What's the difference between a fullback and a wing back? I don't know. But balanced. I think a fullback doesn't get forward as far, but maybe that will play into the attacking roles that we give these two centre midfielders, slightly more attacking on the left-hand side to compensate for Yilmaz not being quite as adventurous as Janic. Now, these player roles and the players playing them might change, but we'll just have a look around. I mean, that does work, like I was saying. Raphael Lubac can play as a half winger, and if we have him as an attack, he's basically up there as a winger, isn't he? But he should be able to collect the ball from midfield, and he'll also be defending as part of that midfield diamond, which is what we could hope for. Finn Ollie-Becker, box-to-box. I mean, I quite like a box-to-box midfielder, but we maybe need a bit more creative skills in the centre of midfield. He wants to be a holding. I'm not sure how I feel about that, Finn. Finn. Especially not with Diop. I mean, he could be ball winning. And I guess that works better with Janic being more adventurous. Maybe we put Janic to an attacking if we can. No, he can be support or he can be... That's all right. That's fine. Now, Julian Justvan. Don't want you going out wide, mate. Especially not with Lubac doing crazy things. Hopefully. So as a general playmaker, I think we're pretty nice. With a balance role. Telalovic. What do the different colours mean? If somebody can tell me what the different colours mean. Why has he got a yellow? Yellow plus as opposed to green one. What does that mean? He's got both. That doesn't make sense to me. Could you be a false 9? I'm just thinking about having a striker that's happy to drop back a little bit when Lubac is getting forward on the left wing. Obviously, I'd have to swap them around because Telalovic wants to be a target forward, and that's fine by me. We'll give it a go. That might be absolutely mental, but I'll set him as the target forward. Attack, and then we'll just swap these two around. There we go. And apparently I still need to do it again anyway. So Televic as the target forward, and Biron as the false 9 in the build-up, which means he might get a little bit more central with Justvan. Can Justvan be a bit more kind of free roaming? There we go. He's just doing a bit of everything there. It's got Lokishvili down as a ball-playing defender. Not sure about that. Knock, we know, needs to just be absolutely no nonsense because he cannot pass the ball. If you've just joined us, his passing ability is somewhere around 40, I believe. And how he is a professional footballer in this day and age, I do not know with that stat. Because I think he is effectively just a big lump that we put somewhere near our own goal to hopefully hoof it up the pitch to much more talented players. But I'm happy with that. See if Rijkaard is better as a ball-playing keeper, and I'm all about that. We do have the new role for FC26 as a sweeper keeper, which means they're a bit more adventurous, get a bit more involved, but he's not comfortable with that, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with the idea of doing that in the second tier of German football. But he will be a ball-playing keeper. So I'm happy with those. Let's have a look at the tactics. Build-up style, I'm happy to be very balanced, bit more pragmatic. I think the meta tends to be on FIFA to have quite an aggressive approach for high lines. And I don't mind doing that, pressing from the front foot. My worry is with the lack of pace we have in the between the two centre-backs. If we push too high up, will somebody get caught out? I think it'll be all right. We'll see how we go. We might need to lower the defensive line. Just got a funny message from my friend James, who I think might have seen this stream. Hope you're doing well, mate. So without ball, we're like this. With the ball, oh my good lord. What is going on in there? Maybe Lubac needs to be less attacking. Is that any better? I don't know. Are we going to have absolutely nothing happening down the right-hand side? Maybe we need to look at... It can be an attacking wing-back. That's much better, I think. And then we've got the solidity on that side of the pitch provided by Becker staying a little bit further back. So it's not his preferred role, but it does help, I think. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's just look now at the team. I think we've got a good suggested team here. There's such a big squad. It's absolutely massive. Grimaldi needs to come onto the bench at least. I'm glad they've sorted it out where we now have the correct number of substitutes, because when the game first came out for people to play last week, there was a bit of an issue with that, where I think it was sometimes just giving you 7 substitutes, sometimes just 5 or something. Stepanov is a striker as well as Grimaldi. We do have Kudosu, who could play left back as well. But his pace isn't as good, and it's going to be quite a... To be fair, we might need him because I think Janic might get quite tired. He's got a lot of ground to cover. Markiev is definitely more of a physical midfielder. Tom Back is well-rounded, and we'll need that, I think. But these are definitely our best players, I think. Maybe we'll look for a new striker, someone to really set the world alight, because 68, 67, not incredible. And I know that we've got Knock here and we've brought him in. His defending stats good, but the dribbling and the pace, the shooting is less of an issue. But those two things worry me. I'm not going to lie. And remember, he wanted us to play Lokashvili as a ball-playing centre-back, and he is he's got passing of 40. We might need some more cultured centre-backs, but it's not an issue for now. We might just have to play it long from goal kicks. So we'll get onto our scouts, we'll save that, and we will ask our scouts to start looking for... It's giving lots of suggestions for the midfield here, but maybe start looking for some strikers. Before we quickly do that, I will just have a look at our budget. We did see it in dollars. It is 4 million, which is not very much money, is it? However, to get the kind of quality play we want in the youth squad at the moment, we don't need the tutorial. We don't need the tutorial. We do have... I mean, Felix Sommer could be amazing. It could be absolute garbage. But the good thing about playing one of these lower league saves is obviously the fact that you do get a chance to bed in your youth players a little bit earlier, just because their overall ratings when they first start are, you know, a lot closer to your playing squad. That said, they're quite young as well, aren't they? And Felix Sommer, at the age of only 14, has got a lot of time to develop. Already got 4-star skill moves, but yes. Well, in time we will send some youth scouts out. We'll do that right now. It doesn't take long, does it? We'll send you to... Where should we look for a player? Somewhere in Europe. Eastern Europe. Let's have a look in... I'm just choosing somewhere at random. Romania. You're going to Romania for 6 months, mate, and you're going to try and find us a striker, a centre midfielder, and a centre back. Thank you very much. Forget the roles. If we find anybody good enough, then we'll change our system to match them at this level, I think. So, scouts. Enter the scouts. Don't enter the scouts, you know what I mean. Instructions. So, edit instructions. Want fairly young players because we want to... I mean, the first thing is to get out of this league, I suppose. However, if we get any players that are good enough to take into the Bundesliga with us, that would be ideal. Department. So, first of all, we're looking for our centre-back. First team prospect. let's look at first team quality. I think that's what we need right this very moment. If we are going to get out of the Zwei Bundesliga. Any position. So this next one we want to start looking at a striker, don't we? I think so. We will change that again to about 30 and look for a striker. And we'll look for some prospects as well. We might find a young player who isn't quite at our level, which admittedly isn't very high, but could do a job off the bench and work their way into the first team. And Jonas Rossi is left with nothing to do. So we will send you to China. Why not? Right. The plan is not to play any of the... got some emails to look at. Any of the pre-season friendlies because they're a bit meaningless. The same system for pre-season friendlies has been in the game for far too long now. And this is all just stuff that we already know. I'm sure we will get welcome to the club soon enough. In the Everton career mode on the channel, we did have our first unexpected event in the first episode. Before we'd even managed to kick a ball, we got half of our transfer budget taken away from us, which is not ideal, especially given that Everton's transfer budget, I think, was 32 million. And we had quite a lot of work to do, and it was just reduced to 16. Yeah, and there is Robin Knock saying, welcome to Nurnberg. I'll say the future's exciting. Hopefully it is. I've got an approach to one of our players. He's on the transfer list. We've already accepted it because he's on the transfer list. Apparently had no part to play in that, but that's fine by me. It's a little bit of money for us. I don't know why Stuttgart would want him, but I shall not ask why. We will choose the most expensive, I say expensive, the pre-season tournament that gives us the most amount of money. Even though we will be simming the games with Granada, was that Poznan and Blackpool, which is... there are some of those places I'd rather go on holiday to. Offer received for Tom Back. Now, Tom Back is probably one of our most established players in the team. Is it VAUFL? My German alphabet is not great. Bochum, I don't know, but they want to buy him. He's one of the most established players. I'm going to say no. Obviously, the money is useful, but we can't just go around selling everybody just because we want a bit of money, because we'll find ourselves coming undone pretty quickly, I imagine. I think this team might have got relegated last season from the Bundesliga. Is that right? I might be wrong with that. I think I'm probably wrong with that. We set up our tactics, go to the match day, and we will just sim right through. I hear my stomach rumbling. I haven't had tea. Oh, Nurnberg did win. Tom Back came on as a substitute, but only after Justvan put us in the league and Diop from centre defensive midfield scoring the goal to cap it all off, 2-0. In Pogon Szczecin. Blackpool, we've got the Spanish scout has come back to us with some players to suggest. Juan Latasa, Israel Sierro, Zakaria Edichiori. Great name. It's really hard to know at this level, isn't it? Who's going to be who? Julian Lebet, and the release clause there, 2.1 million. The potential. I'm presuming when it says potential now, it's talking about the potential that the player could be once we've scouted them, or is it their potential overall in time? I don't know. But anybody who looks like they've got some kind of stats in the 70s is probably good enough for us. Edashuri, we will scout further and shortlist him. Israel Serra, just a little bit too old for us, I think. Julien Lebet, I think because his release, we know his release clause, possibly worth having a look at. Why not? And then we've got some defenders here. Tani Oluwase. I mean, his release clause is massive, but his pace is also massive. You could be interesting. We cannot afford Ivan Romero. Randy Nteka also looks very good, potentially up to 83, and he's got some height to him as well. We like you. We'll have a look at you, and we'll also definitely have a look at Tani Oluwase, because we can afford his release clause, or nearly. And maybe after a couple of sales, we'll be able to afford him. You're interesting as well, aren't you? This is the problem when you're playing with lower league teams where a rating of 70 is massive. You start to get tempted by some players that you wouldn't normally even look at, and it's I think it's a much more interesting way of playing the game, to be honest. Rafa Marin, your defending is okay, but again, I would like a centre back who can pass. It's definitely not you, Bojan. Let's just filter these by defenders. You're a little bit old, Jorge, so we'll leave that for a little bit. We do have our first departure off to Stuttgart, I believe. I've completely forgotten this player's name, but he is on his way. Simon Joachims for just over £500,000. I think that's good business for us, and the game agrees. I think that's they've paid way above asking price or market value for him, and we've got plenty of options in the centre of midfield. It will be Blackpool in the second pre-season game. Again, we will just sim it, and they will win. Hansen and Horsfall score with Talalovic, our target man, getting 1 goal, but it's only consolation in the end. And probably the final preseason game will be against Granada. Updated scout reports for 6 players. Let's have a look at some of these players now. Like Tani Oluwase, his pace is great, isn't it? He's got good shooting there. He's also likes to be a target forward, and we are playing a target forward at the moment. That's a very strong possibility. I think in terms of raw ability, he is ahead of Zachary Edatraori. You're just not as good. Randy Nketa is 27. How old is Tani? He's 25. Tani could be the man, you know. Tani could be the man. Shooting's not great for Samed, although you are a lot younger. And Juan Latassa doesn't look like going anywhere. Hello, Ludo. We've got a cat here. Israel Serra, we're not scouting him any further because we'll just remove him. He's a bit old. I've seen enough here. Maybe it's a rash decision, but I think Tani Oluwase could be the first player that we go for. We do have a scouting report in Germany available for us. Bana Toth, you're 30, you're a little bit too old. Yeah, none of these. I was looking at Dixon there, and his shooting isn't in the 70s. Zanchella could be good, but I think his pace isn't good. I think I've made my mind up here, and I think I already know what I want to do. Let's go to the squad, and we'll go to... How do we do this now? Transfer hub. Approach to buy. He's just recently joined the club and won't move again. I should have seen that before. That always gets me. Can we loan him? We can maybe loan him. Obviously, a new feature in FC26, you can now loan players after they've recently joined a club. And you can loan out players after you sign them, which is lovely. That's a lovely kind of quality of life improvement, isn't it? Because otherwise, this deal would have been dead in the water before. But they're happy with the loan to buy, despite the fact he hasn't kicked a ball for Villarreal. And we'll say it's a 1 year loan. So the split, I don't know what his wages are, to be perfectly honest. We can pay 10,000 a month, can't we? They're happy with that. Now the transfer fee, when it does happen, if it does happen, is this going to take it out of my budget now? They're happy with it though. Have I just bankrupted ourselves with our first transfer? Possibly. Now he will get back to us. I think with it being a loan, we don't need to negotiate anything. Have I absolutely torpedoed our budget? It doesn't say so, yeah, there, but I guess the deal hasn't gone through yet. Let's hope you're good, mate. He is coming through the door. Well, we've got our first signing for Nurnberg. We've got our tall, pacey striker in Tania Onuesi. And I think that's a good move, although our accountant might have something to say about it. Onuesi is rated 71, which is a lot better than any other striker we've got. Telalovic, you're relegated to the bench. Stepanov exits the squad. And we do have a lot of money here that we can possibly make, but Oluwaseyi, sorry, is, 81 pace, 71 shooting. We needed a bit of something different there. And I'm very, very happy to bring him in. He prefers to be a target forward, which is the role that we have him in. And yeah, that's good. Let's just check our budget now. Have I ruined everything forever? No, because it should come off the budget next year. Is that correct? I think so. Okay, that's good. That is good. So we maybe want to still bring in a centre back. Have we looked at any centre backs? Riccielli. We're looking for a centre back now with decent passing stats, just who's a bit more comfortable on the ball, because none of our centre backs have any pace, nor are they competent at passing it. And Stanley Nsocki from Union Berlin. Is it Union Berlin? I think so. Is a potential, though. I imagine he is a first team player for them. Your passing's not very good. Lucas Sirk. Defending's good. Pace is average. Possible. And your passing's not great, is it, sir? Oh, these are because we sent the scout to China. We're getting loads of Chinese players through. No. Danny Bachia. No. Jorge Saints. Fabrizio Briani. Oh, I don't know. Pace is up there, isn't it? Passing probably isn't bad compared to what we've got. And you're left-footed, Lars. And you play for Dynamo Dresden, which means you're in our league. We'll shortlist you and scout you. There was one player that wanted to look at Stanley Nsocki. Did we stop scout? Yeah, so we are looking at him, as we should be, I believe. And we will wait until we get some more information about him. Which means we'll probably be able to get the pre-season tournament out of the way by simming through this game. And we get hammered by Granada. Diop again scoring his second goal of pre-season from centre defensive midfield. I don't know how that's happening. It doesn't say it's on penalties or anything like that. 5 updated scout reports of these players we want to look at. We do have Nteka. I think these are all players that we're not too fussed about anymore. No. Oscar Maritu looks good, doesn't he? Gabriel Zinho. What a name, sir. That's wonderful. But you are at peak potential. Tan Long is declining. as a footballer. I don't know about him as a human. Prince Sembene as a striker, apparently. He's a free agent. Are you a real person? I don't know, Prince. Where have you been generated from, if not? Okay. Okie dokie. I've got some unread emails. Don't forget to use substitutions. Well, we will use substitutions when we're actually playing the games. And our first game will be in the DFB Pokal, which seems very early in the season, in July. It will be at home, though. It might be a case of playing this game and then either pausing the stream or stopping for tonight, just because I am starving hungry. I'm hungry to the extent that I just read this man's name as Pornstar when he is Porstner. Eric Porstner, loan to buy option. He's 57. I'm perfectly happy to delegate that, and hopefully he will leave the club very soon. Unsocki, we did want to look at Unsocki. Was it Unsocki you wanted to look at? I think it was. I don't know where he is. But he will be on our shortlist. We'll go to the shortlist and look on there. So obviously shooting's not very good. His passing's all right for this level. Dribbling not great, but defending anywhere between 69 and 75. There's a chance he could be better than anyone else we've got. Let's have a look at Lars Bunning as well. His pace is unreal. Passing not quite as good. And his defending is probably not quite as good as well. Also lacking in physicals. But Stanley Unsocki can play as a wide back as well. Can also play at left back. Amazing jumping, which is good for stopping aerial threats from teams. And his standing tackle is good as well. I think Stanley Unsocki could be a player that we go for. I don't think we know anything about market value. 2.5 or 2.6, sorry. He's currently out on loan. Oh God! All right, well, we'll keep him on the shortlist for later, maybe. Who knows? And Lars Bunning, will save it for now because we do want to make sure we bring in the right players considering our limited transfer budget. And we will play our first game of the save in the DFB Pokal, which is, if you're not familiar with German football, I say as if I am, is the equivalent of the FA Cup. Have a quick look at the opponent. I don't know which league they are in. Alemania. I imagine they could even be in the Bundesliga Drei, the third tier. Let's just have a look. Alemannia Aachen are in, yes. So they are the league below us, which suggests to me we should win. However, now, one of the draws to me for Nurnberg for this save is their stadium, the Max Morlock, which is absolutely stunning. The team's a little bit tired, aren't they? With this game coming so soon after pre-season. And Karafiat, who has got good passing and good pace. I don't know why we're not playing you anyway, mate. Actually, you're exactly what we're looking for. Not sure you should be captain, but here we are. We'll save everybody else as they are for now. We might get further into the game where we need to bring Kudosu on at left back, which he can play in, or Danilo. Diop, I think, is an important play for us, even though he's a little bit tired. And the new man, although I say, starts up front. So yeah, here we go to the Max Morlock Stadium for the first game in this career mode with Nurnberg. Can I get off to a good start? We do have commentary on, apparently. I might change that. Leave room for my own commentary. Which I don't know which one you'd prefer, but I can't stop talking anyway. Can't help myself. The Max Morlock Stadion, I should say, looking wonderful in all its glory. and a lovely day in Nurnberg. And I will just turn off the commentary. Where do we go? Game settings, audio, and commentary value all the way down to 0. And here we go. Let's see how this team plays. Let's see how this system plays. It made sense on the tactics screen, or at least it did without the ball. When we flicked the right analog stick to look at it with the ball, players looked like they were in a chaotic combination of positions, but it might work out for us, he says, as he nearly runs the ball out of play. We are playing on authentic, legendary 5-minute halves. And we are playing in this game against a team one division below us in the Pokal, the German FA Cup. So hopefully we win. If you have got FC26 today, be interesting to know how you're getting on with it, which gameplay style you're preferring. It also might be more interesting if I learn how to defend and don't let teams below us in the league system have such glorious chances after 7 minutes. Diop, he's been a big player in pre-season, got a couple of goals, got him in a holding midfield position and role, trying to hold the whole shebang together, and that is a loose pass on the side. This referee kit, it does kind of look like the referee's not wearing a shirt. I imagine that they are. We will get the free kick for handball, and we will, with Justvan, try and put it in the box towards our new target striker. It's really floated in there. Karafit, who's been brought into the squad because of tiredness, will nod it down. And Biron, our other striker, is through at a tight angle. And Oslovsky will save it easily for Armania. That's good work by Janic there. He's an adventurous right back that we have in this Nurnberg team, and he continues his run down the right hand side. Got lots of space to run into. Just put it across the box. Can we get from the straight angle? And we score our first goal. It's a lucky goal. It was a tight angle again that we were shooting from, but the keeper could only palm it back into the centre of the box. And number 7... forgotten his name, has scored a bit of a tap in there, but we'll take them all, especially in these ties, which can be tricky against lower league opposition. Biron makes it 1-0 to Nurnberg. And that was all about, I've got to say, I had reservations about how much work Janic was going to have to do on this right flank, but that was all down to him, and him having the bravery and pace to get down the right hand side. We'll go a bit more speculative with that, but I think it's actually a good ball for all I was saying. The new man is on loan, but we've got an option to buy. And here is Janic, who's just running things at the moment. Beckett makes a terrible pass. I was trying to get that to Diop. And Gindorf, who I think was possibly a wizard from Lord of the Rings who didn't quite make the cut, is through on goal, but he's offside. Quite a long way offside as well. 25 minutes gone and we're winning a game of football. Our first game in this save with Nuremberg. Seems like a very early fixture in the calendar. Very early on in the season that we're playing this game. So we're playing knockout football, but I guess that's just the way it is in Germany. And Becker has a chance to shoot, but it's well blocked by the Armania defender. And it's the wizard himself, Gindorf, again, keeping his eyes on the ball to win it. And it's all been a little bit sloppy in midfield. But we do have one goal on the board. Gardino. Let's find Gindorf. There seems to be a bit of a gaping hole. Janic is sent down the shops to buy a can of iron brew by his man, who checks back, puts the ball into the box, and now it'll be Barn to take the corner. And it's well claimed by Reichert, who I don't want to tire Janic out too much by having him constantly sprinting down this line. As you can see there, he's one of the most fatigued players on the pitch, but he does also have a lot of space to run into when he is on the ball. It's a good tackle there by Becker. And Justvan, the roaming playmaker, puts it into the channel for Olasei. We might just need to check back. It's annoying when you get a target player in that position, because you want them to be in the box for the cross that they themselves look more likely than anyone else to actually put into the box. Beer on the goal scorer. Onto Justvan, and it's well blocked again, coming up to half time. And Diop in that holding midfield role, just put there to clean things up. We are on semi-assists for all passes and stuff, which is why a few passes might be dropping a little bit shorter than I would have liked, including that one from Diop there. And with 1 minute added on, I think we will make it to half-time in the lead, barring something special here from Barn, who's still progressing. He's got Gindorf, the wizard, and I thought it was offside, but it's still in a brilliant block. Danger's not over yet, though. Gindorf trying to get the ball, and Justvan just wins that 50-50 in midfield, which means the shirtless referee blows for half-time. And it's Nurnberg 1, the other team, whoever they are, 0. And hopefully, Alemannia Aachen. And hopefully this means that we will be progressing to the next round of the Pokal, although we do have quite a lot of tired legs on the pitch. We'll just have a look. Yeah, especially Janic, who's mainly our main attacking threat, I'd argue, is a little bit fatigued. We do have options on the bench. Lubac maybe can make way now, to be fair, and we'll bring Tom back on, who is versatile in midfield and has also got a lot more energy at the moment, so that will hopefully make a difference. And it's well won by Becker onto Biron. And Lubac, who there's something weird going on with his hair. I hope it's the game and not his actual hair, because God bless him if it is. Biron is through for his second of the game. It's well saved. But we're in the second ball, and Biron here can try and skin his defender. Doesn't quite have the pace to get all the way around, but we'll get it back. And now Diop from outside the box. Can he curl one? That is not how we do things, Diop. That was, believe it or not, a shot from him with his left foot. And we need to be careful now in transition, as Richter makes his way forward. He puts it into the box, but it's well won there. Can we just get the ball safely? I don't think we've made that substitution yet, have we? Biron here, is he has been released by Olasei, and Biron one-on-one with the keeper makes it 2-0. Easy as you like it. It's 2-0 to Nurnberg, and we deserve it. We are playing against a team from a league below us right here, so it's maybe not the biggest challenge we could hope for, but it is nonetheless a second goal of the game for Biron. And we will make that change now with some fresh legs coming into midfield with Tom back. And Janic. Oh, it's sloppy from him. Maybe some tired legs playing into the quality of that pass. We need to be careful not to get complacent. I wonder if these halves are a little bit short. Maybe we need to go to 6 minutes. Richter is... I have no idea how he got past the keeper then. I was too busy talking about the halves of the games. But I also don't know how I managed to save that with a goal-saving tackle from Lokashvili. It's an incredible block. Let's just have a look at that. Hang on. Hang on. I need to see, first of all, how he got past the goalkeeper. Because I don't think he did anything special. He's just dribbling. So what happens here? What happens here? Oh, God, we're taking a photo. Don't think that. Play. The keeper just keeper runs past the ball. So far in my experience at FC26, the keepers, as advertised, have been so much better. However, this is not an example of that. I don't know what he's doing there. And it's just by the grace of God that Lokashvili is there to put in a wonderful goal-saving block. And the ball has gone out for a corner for Alemannia Aachen. We'll try and get it away. Oh, it's Tom Back, the substitute, has done brilliantly there. He's got some space to run into. Doesn't have too much support as such, which is why we're kind of going into the centre. But he will just hold it off for a little bit to Diop. Oh, we try something fancy with the back heel from Justvan. He's the playmaker in the team, but that one didn't quite come off. And again, in transition, we need to be careful. This is where they have looked dangerous, to be fair, to the Bundesliga dry team. But Janisch here, the right back, put the cross in towards Biron. Can he get his hat-trick? Not like that, he can't. Diop onto Justvan. Onto Back. And Back trying a little chip over. Oh, Biron trying the acrobatic. I think it was an attempt on goal dressed up as a... well, an assault, to be honest, on the goalkeeper. Now, maybe now we do think about making those changes in defence just to... Diop can possibly come off. I don't know who for. Maybe we do need another centre defensive midfield. Gruber can't... That's interesting. That could become a problem in the season when the matches come thick and fast, and if we get an injury to Diop, we might be in trouble in that spot. Maybe that's an area to look at, bringing some reinforcements in. Yilmaz for Danilo, or Danilo for Yilmaz, and Cardoso for Janic, who has been everywhere, has definitely been the best player on the pitch, and Gruber, who looks awful on paper. I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry if you somehow ever see this Gruber, but your stats have done you dirty on FC26. But we'll make, as you should always do, make 3 changes at the back. Really good way to ensure stability in a football match. Justvan, put that out wide. That's a nice ball. And Tom Back with his left foot for a while. Thought I was going off the pitch. Thought it was going to be a goal kick. And you know what? With how short these halves are, I'll try to put the ball out actually so we can get the subs on. Here is the scorer of the 2 goals, Biron. I didn't really know what to do with it. I panicked. And Yilmaz there. That's where he should be making the foul, mate. Professional foul all day long. Oh, and it will be put in by the man with the wizard's name. Quite similar to our first goal in that it was off a rebound that was then hammered into the net. Only difference here is that the striker actually assisted himself by heading it off the post. And we need to be careful now in the last 10 minutes not to let this slip. We've given the visitors a ray of hope, just as we've made 3 changes at the back. And hopefully we can hold on. Danilo trying to pump it forward towards Back. Can he win the header? He can't. If Danilo had any sense, they would have let it go out and waste some time, but not on FC. And Justvan is met with a wall of yellow defenders. trying to be a bit too intricate, and this is where they will attack. This is where they will hurt us in transition. Gindorf, the goal scorer. But we deal with it well this time, and that's hopefully going to be their last attack of the game. Maybe there's still time to get a hat-trick, not with offsides like that. And surely this is our last attack of the game to defend. Put the ball in the box. Well, I say in the box. Tried to aim somewhere near the box and it's gone to the edge of the box. Can Tom Back win this? No, he can't. It's Barn. But Gruber does well to get his body in the way. We've played all of the stoppage time. That is the first win in the first game of this Nuremberg career mode. That will mean that we progress to the next round of the DFB Pokal, the German FA Cup, and it's a lovely midsummer's day at the Max Morlock Stadion. And we'll skip the interview because they don't matter, do they? See if there are any interesting results here. Schalke won their game against Arminia Bielefeld, and our first game of the season will be in 6 days, so it's a week recovery. And we do have some messages from players, and we will look at those next time out. I'm going to have to go and have some tea because I'm absolutely starving. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know, is there any football on tonight? There might be some Championship on Sky. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. West Brom Leicester kicked off 23 minutes ago. I'll enjoy that with my pizza. Have a lovely evening. I'll see you soon. And yeah. Please do subscribe to TillyshomasYT. Check out our Everton save. There'll be a new episode of that coming on Sunday night, I think. Sunday night or Monday. And yeah, we will see you next time. Thank you if you have joined us at any point today. And big shout out again to Tom Didsbury Riley. Tom Didsbury Riley, his married name. For checking everything was working with the stream from his end, checking the sound was all right. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you later.